Good morning. 0 degrees in Calgary. Let's go for a drive. Do this. Alberta fall. It's well, it's warmed up all the way to -1 degree. Heading out to one of my favorite places because it's fall, it's cold. I've got winter tires on, and unfortunately there's no snow on the ground, so might have made that call a little bit early. But in the meantime, a little trip back in time to when I was a kid. I actually grew up around here, and when I was a teenager I learned to drive probably before I was old enough to, on these roads with an old Celica GT, a 1973 Celica GT. And I don't know what you guys think, but all these new tuner cars and JDM cars, whenever I see all the stickers, I see cars with like all different kinds of, you know, sponsor stickers and parts and all this kind of stuff. It just makes me think of rally cars. That's what it's all about in the old days. And if you haven't seen, you know, there's probably about 20 of you who were watching last year who saw me take my old FRS out on some rally roads. You're going to be in for some good time this winter, because I drive this car all winter, and we're going to have some fun. In the meantime, on south, I think that's in Mexico, they may or may not have just put down a whole new layer of asphalt that is smooth and crazy on one of the longest straight stretches around here, and might have just been one of those places where this car has gone exceptionally fast. Well over 200. I love it. So next time I'm back in Mexico, we might have to do a speed run. So in the 70s, what they used to do is take these cars out and use secondary roads, you know, private roads, a lot of mixed surfaces, gravel, you know, a little bit of hard pack, and the organizers would go out and make a course with lots of turns and lots of driving skill necessary to make it near impossible to go over the speed limit, and you would challenge the other drivers to go through the course in the time that the organizers set. And these were some guys who could drive. You know, you can imagine all you guys with all these hot new cars, even cars like FRS, turn off everything turn off your traction control, turn off your VSC. You know, those cars had nothing. You had power to the wheel. You know, most of them were 4 speeds. Almost every car was a rear wheel drive, and you just had to lay it out. So these guys would go out on these back roads and see what they could do. As an aside, there was sometimes a penalty for going too fast, so if anyone was being really ridiculous, you could probably get a penalty for that. But like I said, the idea was to make a course that was so technical, you had to push your car to the limit just to get through it in time. That's one of the greatest things about this FRS, is that unlike a lot of cars with some really heavy power to the wheels, you know, with 150 torques and around 200 horsepower, you've really got to work this car. You've got to be able to drive it and hang on. And the other thing is, it's so light. It's so light, even with my winter tires. You'll see when we get on some gravel roads, that's what this car is made for. You can light it up anytime, and you've got to know your stuff. And so there's a lot of counter steering. You know, when they talk about drifting now, drifting, you know, in the 70s was how you got around a corner, because you didn't have any controls in your car. So this is like a speech from your uncle or your dad or something, right? But you know, it's just a trip back in time, because you hear so much talk about cars with 500, 600, you know, 700 horsepower, GTRs with 1,000 horsepower. On these roads, that won't make any sense at all. And you know, 1,000 horsepower will fly off any one of these corners. Let's go have some fun. Quick shout out to our friends at the Turner Valley Police, RCMP, have never given me a ticket. Thanks, boys. How amazing is this? Now the sun's out. Love it. So head out from Calgary South, 22X, down to Turner Valley, and then when you get to the main crossing in Turner Valley, it's the tiniest little town, you take a right and watch for the sign that says Highway 546 to Kananaskis. And these are some roads that are closed later on in the fall, and you will not see another car. And like I said, you don't have to drive fast here. On a lot of these roads, I mean, people will be pushing it to even be at the speed limit, even though it's reduced, especially when the pavement runs out. Well, that was an adventure. Looks like I'll drop a picture in here because that same road a year ago wasn't surfaced, so it was like a hard pack. I don't know if back in time sometime they had some asphalt on it, but now they've resurfaced almost the whole road. Still pretty fun because it's been snowing, so there's a lot of gravel on the road, so we did a little smoking around, and yeah, what a great spot. This is Sheep River Falls if you ever get the chance to come out here. Let me see if I can just get some light here. Check that out. Yeah, so there's a set of falls just behind me here, and this river, Sheep River, was where I used to swim when I was a kid. There was no swimming pool in our town, so that was yeah, a little trip back in time. And meanwhile, Hiro is loving it. It's a funny thing, you know, I'll probably catch some rock chips after, but having a winter tire and that extra sidewall it's like having a rally tire and that extra grip. So you know, like I always tell you guys, don't be afraid to get out there and have some fun in your car. Enjoy. Winter's here, and we're still waiting for snow, so stay tuned for some snow drifting, and thanks for watching. Cheers. Don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button, and we'll see y'all again soon.
I know I have to go. Stay here all night. The cars crawl past, all stuffed with eyes. Street lights shed their hollow glow. Your brain seemed bruised with numb surprise.
You smell those tires. Crazy.
Still one place to go. Let me sleep all night in your soul kitchen. Warm my mind with your gentle snow. Tell me how wind the bay, bubbling in the neon. Red fingers, we quick, pin red, speaking secret alphabets. I light another cigarette.